Hi, everyone. Welcome to our informational webinar. I will go ahead and get this started. My name is Tammy Roehling, and okay, there it goes. My name is Tammy Roehling, and I'm the director of the program. And joining us, we have Jennifer Beal. And then we also have Tim Flores, who is an enrollment advisor, and I'm sure many of you have worked with him. But we wanted to, with this presentation, to kind of just give a quick overview of the program and see if this program is the right fit for you. Just a little bit about ATSU University. We are actually the original Dr. Andrew Taylor Still, which the university is named after. He established the university in 1892 and with the osteopathic medical school. So he's actually the founder of osteopathic medicine, or, DO physicians. And so that's when our university was founded. And we are, fully accredited by the Higher Learning Commission. And we actually have multiple campuses across Missouri and Arizona and California with 7 different colleges. And this is our mission statement. I'm not going to read the mission statement to you, but I will say we truly, out of this mission, I will say we are rock stars when it comes to whole person healthcare and the serving underserved populations. I feel like we hit everything on the mission, but really I feel like we just shine in those areas. And as a program director, whenever we bring something forth, a new program or new ideas, we truly have to show how this new idea is going to meet this mission. So we really do, we don't just talk the talk, but we walk the walk as well. And our leadership team, I am the program director of our Postprofessional DPT program, our chair of the program of the physical therapy program, which consists of our entry-level program. We also have our post-professional, and we have 2 residencies, the orthopedic and our neurologic residencies. And then on the left-hand side is our dean's office. And I'm really proud to say that our dean, Dr. Ann-Lee Birch, is a physical therapist. So it's really nice when your dean is a PT as well. And we have an amazing, amazing group of faculty. Just so I can kind of brag on them a little bit, 9 of our faculty members are American Board Physical Therapy Specialists certified across 8 of the 10 specialties. So we have on this list Suzanne Greenwald. She's cardiovascular and pulmonary, which is very few board certified cardiovascular and pulmonary specialists out there, and she's one of them. We also have a couple of geriatric specialists, neurology, we have 2, orthopedics, we have 2, pediatrics, we have 2. We also have sports, as well as women's health, and 2, Beth Hike is our wound care certified specialist. So as you can see here, our faculty just have a broad knowledge in lots of different things, but also very in-depth to become certified specialists. And even 3 of our faculty you'll see here are dual certified specialists. And not only, those are the American Board of Physical Therapy Specialists, but we also have faculty who hold other specializations. Nilma Santiago, she's got a couple of certifications. She's got it in lymphedema, ostomy, as well as wound care certified. Jay Croswell, he teaches our manual therapy courses, and he's a certified strength and conditioning specialist. Colin and Wayne, you saw them on the previous slides because they're also board specialists, but they also hold the RMSK, which is the Registered Musculoskeletal Sonographer specialization. And they teach our radiology and imaging courses. And in fact, Wayne Smith, he was the very first group of PTs to get the RMSK certification. He was in that founding group. And then we're also really proud to have Sybil Edward. Sybil Edward is very well known at the international level. She lives in the Caribbean, and she is the chair of North American to the World Physiotherapy. So Canada, the United States, and 13 Caribbean nations. She is the chair of all of us and reports directly to the World Physiotherapy Board. So we're really proud of the faculty who teach in our program. And so for our post-professional program, we started in 2002. We were one of the very early first online post-professional DPT programs. Back then we were called transitional program. We've graduated over 2,000 graduates, so we've had a lot of students come through our program and really shine and make an impact on the global stage. Originally, as with any of the other post-professional programs, it was designed because the DPT is a US construct, and so we were basically here to be for US PTs, but then over time we have evolved to become more global. We opened it up in Canada in 2015, and since then we have gone truly global, worldwide, and we have educated students across 81 different countries. So whenever I get an admission file, I look at the country and I look at my list, and it's harder now to add a new country to my list because we have 81 countries already on there. But we're really proud to think that, you know, the PTs that we have educated are from 81 different countries. And so we're really proud to be leading that effort. All right, I'm going to now pass this on to Jennifer Beal. She's going to talk a little bit about our program.
As Dr. Roehling mentioned, I am Jennifer Beal. I'm the Assistant Director of the program, and I have been working in higher education as a student service professional for over 20 years. Seems like it's extending quite a bit, more than I'd like to admit at this point. And I have worked specifically with international and healthcare students and advising them not only through the steps and process of their programs, but also through thesis screening questions and anything specific now to physical therapy licensing. And from beginning to end, I assist students through their, once our admissions team, like Tim, he gets everyone through our program's application process, and then I take it from there and work with students one-on-one to see them through their graduation. So with that, let me tell you a little bit about our attributes of our program. It is 100% online, so there's a lot of flexibility built into that. Our graduates usually take about 22 months on average, and that can be, that can change based on your length of your academic degree plan, as I'm sure Tim has discussed with you. And we also have, as Dr. Roehling had mentioned, a student body that is very global. We have all of our plans are customized, and the tuition rates quite affordable. We have 7 entry points into our program, whether it be through non-degree or full degree. We can transition between those two. Our courses, while online, are all 6 weeks in length. So let's take a look at the DPT admission requirements. That requires a license, whether it be here in the US, or the ability or the eligibility to practice physical therapy in any country in good standing. And the minimum equivalency for a degree is a US bachelor's degree, or the equivalent as an evaluation agency would determine if you are trained outside the United States. The grade point average is based on a 4.0 system, 4 being an A, and a minimum of a 2.7 or better is required. We do have conditional acceptance for those that fall under that minimum. And naturally, we, being an online program, need to be able to have our students demonstrate they are proficient in both reading and writing in English. So we do have options for our internationally trained physiotherapists. We have a full degree available to them, non-degree, and a combination. So we will talk a little bit about the full degree options, and that is the ideal choice even for internationally educated physiotherapists who have completed the equivalent of a US bachelor's degree in physical therapy, and generally that is the case. This program really enables you to stand out with your clinical doctorate degree by achieving that DPT. And it's designed to provide a level of care through advanced knowledge and autonomy and stay current while continuing your practice in physical therapy, or physiotherapy as many nations call it. Taking a look at attributes for the non-degree, it too is 100% 100% online and flexible. Of course, these courses are all the same as they're part of the curriculum of the full degree, so there's really no difference there. We give state licensure support in a way of advising through whether it be specific to the state requirements, whether an evaluation agency determines you need to take specific courses. We guide you in that process to meet your licensure requirements. Again, this caters to a global audience. We have many students that are living here in the States that have been educated here in the United States, of course, too. So we incorporate teachings and advisement from every area of the world, actually. And then if you're doing your non-degree courses, that is a stepping stone to the DPT program. And our faculty, as Dr. Roehling pointed out, are top-notch, and they're unmatched in terms of not only the way that they teach and are engaged with their students, but they are great as far as faculty guidance goes as well, too. They're here as with the DPT program. There are seven entry points, and each of the courses are 6 weeks in length. Some students, if you want to go ahead and go to that next screen there, Tammy, our non-degree options are tailored specifically, as we kind of already pointed to internationally trained physiotherapists who are working to fulfill their licensure requirements. So there's a wide range of courses that we have that meet what many evaluation agencies such as SDCPT and IERF determine that are needed for specific state license, or if you're going for your visa screening. All of these courses will line up, and we offer many courses that can line up to meet those requirements. This next slide discusses the combination of both non-degree and full degree, so you can actually work towards your licensure requirements while also pursuing your full degree at the same time. We just front load those deficiency courses and apply them at the beginning of your degree plan. So if you meet the admission criteria as a non-degree student, you can come in as a full degree student while also working towards those non-degree requirements.
All right. And so with the degree, it's really advancing our profession. We are emphasizing in every course evidence-based practice. As we're moving to our doctoral profession, we should be using the evidence base to help guide us with our clinical decision, along with our expertise and our experiences and patient values. And then, it is, as we're getting more and more advanced with our degrees, we are getting more, responsibility as a physical therapist. For example, in the state of Arizona now, we are able to order imaging studies, or now direct access is basically across the United States, and as other countries are evolving and are going towards the DPT. So it's really, we're advancing our profession as we are getting higher levels of degree. And then, so it also gives you that competitive edge. I know in the United States, you don't have to have a DPT degree to practice, but I do know some employers, they do require that the applicant have the DPT before they will consider hiring them. So it does kind of give you that competitive edge, as well as, since 2015, all entry-level PT programs in the United States, including Puerto Rico, of graduating DPT PTs. So there's no more bachelor's or master's trained PTs since 2015 coming out as new graduates. So to really be competitive, to have that DPT is important. And so global growth, like I said, the DPT is an American construct. It started here in the United States, but it is really going globally. I've listed here many countries that either have an entry-level DPT or a post-professional DPT or both. Australia, India, Lebanon, Nigeria, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Taiwan, and the UK. And I know there's going to be more, but for sure, those are the countries I do know of that do have DPT programs. So a lot of our students are coming from other countries because they want to be ahead of the curve or be one of the first people to have it. So when it comes to their country, they're equipped to possibly teach in those programs and to be leaders where they live. All right, Tim, if you want to explain the application process. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry about that rookie mistake. No. So just, yeah, a little bit of background about me. I've been working as an enrollment advisor 20-something years with ATSU University. It's probably been about 19 plus years working here. So enrollment's my thing. I enjoy it. I enjoy working with all the people that come through the admissions office here. But so before I go into details on the application process and investment, a lot of this information, a lot of the details is on the website. That's one place to go. And of course, reaching out to me is something you want to do because everyone has a different background. When I'm working with them, they have most of them have a bachelor's degree. Some have master's, some have maybe 3 years of work experience, some have 30 years or 20 years of work experience. So, all that can change, all that information can change the amount of classes you're going to take in the program and what your overall tuition is going to be. And I'll get to that in a moment. So in the application process, one of the documents that is submitted to us is called a portfolio or education portfolio. That information really kind of helps us. Actually, I would say it is more or less a supporting document, supporting information about your background. And the portfolio, there is a document you can download from the website that gives you a great idea of what that looks like. It's in its format. So the information is really pertaining towards your education as a physical therapist, as far as work experience, any kind of clinical certifications you might have, also continuing education. So there's a lot of information to put in there. And most people I see when they go through this process, they're really surprised about how much they've learned throughout the years and everything they've done. So the portfolio is that, and it generally goes back about 7 years at minimum to get a really good idea about your background, but also it's used to, like I said, support the advanced credit you're going to receive in the program. Next item is official transcripts. Bachelor's is the minimum. Transcripts you have. We do have people that if they have another degree completed, they'll send those in as well. Any kind of degrees you might have, you'll send those in. But with international folks, one thing I want to mention, because we have a lot of international people, usually they can go if they've already gone through a degree evaluation company. Normally they have. If they've gone through a degree evaluation company, that company sometimes will already have transcripts on file. So you don't have to go back to your country and request those. You can actually just go through the evaluation company and have them email those to us, and we'll take them in just like their official transcripts. So that makes it really easy on the person to go that route. As far as the next item is a letter of recommendation. That is just a letter that can come from a professional colleague, sometimes a supervisor, something like that. We'll send that in. In the application, there's a way to fill in their information and email them the requirements or the information they need to know to put together their letter. So that's very handy that they do that. And then they'll have information on how to upload that into your application. They won't be able to see your application, any of your information, but they'll be able to upload that information. There's also a employment verification form That goes back about 10 years, but only one employer in that 10-year span needs to sign that. It's just kind of a way to verify the validity or verify that you've worked at one of those particular places. And then as far as this comes up a lot, English proficiency. So there's 3 options on the application. There's to check off. The first option is English is your first language. The second option is that you have a U.S. Degree. The next one is to submit a TOEFL or IELTS. And this is the way to kind of, basically the whole idea behind this is to show that you do have English proficiency and in writing and reading, especially. I would say with the TOEFL and the IELTS, generally I receive more of the IBT, the International, can't think of it right now, the IBT report. So basically on the scores on that, we're looking for like a total of 20. The reading is a 21 and writing is a 24. Or the IELTS has a band score of 6.5 on that. But that is also something, again, I get a lot of questions about. So just email me about that and we can go over that. Not a problem. The next item to talk about is more for non-degree. Jennifer was mentioning how we have various evaluation companies that you're working with, and most of them are usually through FCCPT or IERF, the evaluation I receive. So when I receive those, I like to do a thorough evaluation of all the professional education deficiencies and let you know all of the classes that we can cover on your professional education deficiencies. So anyone who's looking to, go into the non-degree program, first thing is just to send me the full report, and then I can work on that and let you know exactly all the details on the classes, the class availability, all the information that you need on that. Now tuition, one thing I want to mention about that, because I get a lot of questions about how many classes or what exactly the classes am I going to need to take in the DPT program, and what's the overall cost. Of course, I get that all the time. So what we're doing right now, we're asking people to submit a updated resume that goes back at least 7 years, all the responsibilities, all the things you've done at each location. And then once you email that over to me, I will send it over to Dr. Roehling, and then she can go ahead and review all that information and get back to you directly on exactly with what classes you would take and how much the tuition will be. She'll tell you all that information, usually within a couple of emails back and forth, I think. She can narrow that down as far as for the DPT program. So so email me a resume, update a resume, and we can go from there. As far as start dates, the DPT program starts about 3 times out of the year. We have spring, summer, and fall. And then the non-degree program starts about 7 times out of the year. So as they were mentioning before, there are some people that may like apply for the summer DPT program, but if they want to get started sooner, we can start them with a class in the non-degree program if they would like to do that. And I've actually had, I believe, 2 people have done that so far, that have done that. But if you want to wait till summer and just start then that's fine too, because we have people that do that. But right now, the start dates that are coming up right now for the DPT program before the year ends is the summer, which is going to start class on May 27th. The next one after that is going to be the fall, which is July 14th. And then we're not going to start till next year for spring for the DPT program. And then as far as the non-degree courses, just reach out to me, because it really kind of depends on what class you're going to take. Some classes are not available all the time in every block that we have. So I can work with you on that and let you know exactly when those classes would be that you need to take, and we can figure that out. So that's all about start dates there. So why choose ATSU? Well, to attend a distinguished University of Health Sciences that has a 130-year legacy. The programs are designed for working professionals with flexibility and support, ability to double up, pause between classes, and stretch out the curriculum, which a lot of people like about a program. A lot of people like that. Program cost is competitive, yes, with flexible payment methods. Again, as you probably Tammy was talking about, where the classes are taught by experienced PTs who hold doctorates and work in the area they teach. Networking, I think a lot of students like this. Networking and relationship building opportunities with other professionals in class. That's a big one. Students truly enjoy our number one. Oh yeah, students are truly our number one priority. So this is something that is very important actually when I'm talking to students about the program. I know some students want to go crazy and take all these classes at the beginning. But we want to make sure students are successful. And that's important, that when I'm working with them, if they're working full-time or whatever, we understand what a student can handle. So that's, as far as like time commitment, I go over that information too with students. Consistency, 100% of our graduates recommend our program, say our program meet or exceed their expectations. And here's the last point, approximately 1/3 of our students choose ATSU based on referrals from other students. And that is very true. A lot of the students that reach out to me have already have a colleague that's graduated or in the program. And we have a lot of the students that really enjoy the program, and they come to us not even worried about looking at other schools. They just come right in and want to get started. So those are some points why to choose us.
And I just wanted to piggyback on that thought, Tim. So behind Tim's, behind him is a picture of a bunch of graduates, including myself behind him. Those are a delegation from one time from Puerto Rico, and we have educated around 70 physical therapists that live on the island of Puerto Rico, have an ATSU DPT degree. And so obviously we're doing something right, because they all talk, have talked to each other, and it's kind of like well known that ATSU has a great program. So that's actually made me think of that, seeing our Puerto Rico graduates behind Tim.
Okay, so like I was saying in the beginning, program details are on our website. You can go to www.atsu.edu and go there. But once you contact me, I'll email information to you. So I'll have that already ready for you to take a look at. We'll go over all those details. Enrollment Advisor, you can reach out to me by email, tflores@atsu.edu. Again, tflores@atsu.edu, or you can call me at 480-219-6177. Again, 480-219-6177. As far as applying, we can go over everything you want to talk about, all the details. Normally people like to set up a schedule for me, or a schedule for them to talk or go have a phone meeting. So in my emails, underneath my email signature is a link to my work calendar. And a lot of people utilize that to set up a phone meeting, and we'll go over all the details, everything you need to talk about. And then as far as going through the application process, yes, I work with people on all of that, going all the way through the portfolio. I always have a lot of questions about that. I work with people on that, and before they actually upload their portfolio, I go through and make sure everything is there, and make sure that it looks good for you, because ultimately it would look bad for you to submit something look terrible. So I enjoy that part. I enjoy working with everyone and getting them through. So
Thanks, Tim. And so this is a picture from our last graduation, which was in June. And you can see here everyone, attending graduation is not mandatory, but we had a wonderful group of students who wanted to come so we could celebrate them, and they could they're not wearing their doctoral hood here in this picture because it was the day before the ceremony, but they walk on stage and are, getting hooded with their doctoral hood. And 11 of the students or graduates in this picture came from other countries. We had Malaysia, I think, was our furthest distance travel, but it's just wonderful to see how important this was to them, that they, we had Kuwait, Nigeria, that they would want to come here with their families to celebrate their big day. So that's our most favorite day of the year is graduation day. So if you have any questions at all, like I said, Tim Flores is the person to reach out to. He's got lots of experience and he's able to help you out and make the application process as smooth as possible. So we hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.
Any questions, Bella?